For decades, one warning has remained consistent in Middle East politics. Israel views Iran as an existential threat. But how do those warnings influence U.S. foreign policy decisions? Tonight on CrisisCast, we examine the strategy, the alliance, and the risks of escalation. Scene 1. The long-standing tension. Tensions between Israel and Iran are not new. Israeli leadership, particularly Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, has repeatedly stated over the years that Iran's missile and nuclear ambitions pose a serious security concern. At the same time, the United States maintains military forces across the Middle East, making any regional conflict a broader strategic issue. When threats rise in that region, American policymakers must weigh alliance commitments, protection of U.S. troops, regional stability, global economic consequences. Scene 2. The preemption. Debate. In military doctrine, there is a concept known as preemptive action, striking first if intelligence suggests an imminent threat. Supporters argue it saves lives. Critics argue it can trigger larger wars. Whenever Israeli officials warn of possible action against Iran, American leaders face a difficult calculation. If conflict erupts, U.S. forces in the region could be affected, even if America wasn't the initial actor. That strategic reality creates pressure for coordination. Scene 3. The U.S.-Israel alliance. The United States and Israel share one of the closest defense partnerships in the world. This includes intelligence cooperation, joint defense systems, and long-term military aid. Alliances like this are designed for moments of crisis, but they also raise complex policy questions. How independent should each partner act? How much influence does each side really have? When does deterrence become escalation? These are not simple questions, and they rarely have simple answers. Scene 4. Why this matters globally. Any potential confrontation involving Iran has global consequences. Energy markets react quickly. Neighboring countries reassess their security posture. Major powers call for restraint. History shows that regional tensions can escalate rapidly if miscalculations occur. That's why rhetoric, even warnings, can carry enormous weight. Conclusion. So what really matters here? Not just one speech, not just one warning, but the broader strategic environment in which leaders operate. In geopolitics, perception can be just as powerful as action. And when major powers are involved, every warning echoes far beyond the region. Outro. This is CrisisCast, where we analyze power, policy, and global turning points. If you want more in-depth geopolitical breakdowns without sensationalism, subscribe. And tell me in the comments, should the U.S. take a more independent path in Middle East policy or double down on alliances?